Hey everyone, this is going to be your daily reading for Saturday, December 22nd. Super excited. This is the day of our full moon in Cancer. And if you've watched the sign video, especially if you are a Cancer or you've cross-watched for the Cancer video, you'll know I'm a double Cancer. So I'm all kinds of into today. Super excited about this moon. For our reading, our rune today, again, always forget. Thursaz, I think it's called Thursaz. It's the rune of the thorn, which kind of looks like a thorn too if you look at it like that. Usually, and in most cases, this rune usually speaks to. I always think of like the protective aspect of a thorn. You think of like a thorn on a rose, or some fruits that grow with thorns around like on the peel or rind, whatever you want to call it. It kind of speaks to standing up against, bullies or challenges and, fighting back. The same way a thorn, protects the delicate flower or the fruit underneath. Today we actually got it in reverse, so it's almost the opposite. It's almost a caution to being overprotective. And this could be overprotective either of a loved one, protecting them from getting hurt, or, kind of babying them and coddling them, or being overprotective of yourself and being afraid to be honest and be truthful and reveal, yourself for the fear of being rejected or, being bullied, being, persecuted in some way. There's really no need to be so guarded. And again, it probably was because maybe you were hurt in love before, or, you were teased growing up. Whatever the case is, this need to be overprotected, or overprotective, if this is for another person, it comes from a real place. It comes from some experience that made you think it's necessary. But that particular behavior is outdated. It's no longer serving. There's no reason for it. We're behaving in a way to a certain impulse that's not present. It's not even real anymore. It's the memory of some type of incident is causing us to behave a certain way. So I would almost caution everyone to relax, let your guards down. Don't be afraid of rejection. Don't be afraid of, just being authentic. Release the fear, which I think we talked about in yesterday's reading as well. Having the highest expectations and the fears or obstacles releasing to the divine. I think that theme is continuing, but in a much more personal sense. Let your own personal fears, stop restricting you and stop limiting you, and just, express and live the life you want to live. All right. So because today is the Cancer Moon, I pulled out our Black Moon astrology cards because, duh. These up a little bit. Okay. Well, okay, not taking those. Way too many. So, we got more. I thought we only got one. Alright. So we got the air element, communication, talking about things, sharing thoughts about things. Oh, yay! Jupiter returns. Jupiter being our most benefic planet. So definitely expect some blessing, some healing for sure, some growth, some expansion to come into your life. And then Sagittarius, so they call this card I see. I always think of truth when I think of Sagittarius. And funny enough, what planet rules Sagittarius? Jupiter. So again, expansiveness. Again, Sagittarius, I always think truth. I think of I talked about this when we started Sagittarius season. I talked about the planning that usually comes in Sagittarius. You're aiming the arrow. You're seeing the sights. You're looking at this broad perspective, seeing where we're going to go as we move through the rest of the cycle. So, to me, these three are really talking about, one, I definitely want to say healing, especially with the Jupiter returns. Jupiter is always trying to expand us, widen the resources, push us out into the world? How do we become bigger and bolder, and reach more? Not only reach more to gain more, but reach more as far as like, getting out into the public and, being recognized and things like that. You have the air element, which is all about communication, sharing messages, reaching. And again, that's another way to reach out. So I expect a lot of healing and a lot of honest and open communication, in a way that I think without the benefit of Jupiter and without the, I want to say bold, but it's not really the word I want, but it is bold. Without this push from Jupiter, one, giving you the opportunity to expand, but also this Sagittarian energy that wants you, like, is pushing you. So it's like you have Jupiter opening things up to you, and then you have Sagittarius behind you pushing you out, to get you to open up, to get the communications to go, started. So it's almost working on us from both ends. But I think, especially because Jupiter's involvement, there's a lot of healing that comes from this moon. I'm going to pull some more because I feel like we're on a fun track right now. But yeah, I definitely see a lot of opening up and a lot of, I want to say, sharing. I think if there's anything that you have been, holding back or holding in that you maybe wanted to say, maybe you didn't, but I feel like you're getting to a point where either your new goals and your new plans require you to make some more connections and require you to start talking about this. Oh, there we go. But you're at a point where you are becoming more open. And then you have this Taurian energy. Taurus, I have. So again, Taurus, very materialistic sign. And not that they're, not in a negative aspect, but Taurus, they like pretty things. They like, having nice things around them. They put a lot of value into that. I joke with my Taurus friends that, the way to make a Taurus happy is they just need someone to feed them and rub their belly. It's all about comfort and happiness and worth and luxury. Wherever I always tell my Taurus friends, like, wherever they find luxury, because I talk about, them being, all about possessions and material things. And, a lot of them, like, I don't need a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I don't have all this, But wherever they have value, wherever there's an interest for them in that particular category, yes, like, they're going to have the best of the best in that category. So if it's, if it's, I'll use the example I talked about earlier, rubbing their belly and feeding them. Like, say it's food, food will be a luxury for them. They're going to eat well. They're going to know the best restaurants. Like, that's the person you're like, hey, I want to go out for really good sushi. Your Taurus friend who's into food will know the perfect place. If they're into, shoes, they're going to have the flyest kicks on the planet. Like, it's wherever they have value. So again, this communication, this expansion is bringing in value to us. It's bringing in where we see value, what we deem as important, something very, very true to us, which I think is great. So it looks like we're going to be talking about things and attracting in opportunities to bring us more comfort, to bring us more joy, which is always a great thing. Bottom of the deck right now is the water element, which I think is going to be important because obviously Cancer full moon, and the moon in general, pulls and controls the cycles of the seas and the tides. But that water element is going to be like supercharged because of, this moon being in Cancer and being at 0 degrees. Everyone's intuition has been, so a lot of you probably have felt it already, but has been heightened because of this moon's placement. So we're going to be feeling this healing energy coming in from Jupiter, but also this like push and pull to, a more comfortable way of living, a more comfortable, lifestyle, a life that is full of more comfort and value to us, which is a great thing. Alright, let's clarify with some tarot. Like yesterday, I pulled the Tarot La Nuit. again in honor of this beautiful full moon. I'm most likely going to be heading to the beach tonight, as I normally do on a full moon, to go swim around. Probably leave some crystals out on my balcony so they can soak up this wonderful moonlight. I may take some with me, who knows? We'll see. We shall see. Not wasting any time, are we? Ooh. So we got Four of Swords in reverse. So normally the Four of Swords talks about, you know, rest and, oh, okay, we'll grab those after. Talks about needing rest and kind of, you know, pulling back and pulling within. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, that was a lot. Let's see, oh good, you didn't go far. Oh. Oh, yes. What did I talk about? All these comforts and pleasures. You got the Ace of Pentacles. It's abundance coming in. Let's get back to this Four of Swords. So Four of Swords reversed. I feel like there's almost an anxiousness or a restlessness around you. There's the need to relax, like you're being like almost stressed about something or overworked about something, and I think you know there's this need to kind of recover and recoup, but for some reason you're not taking it. You know, there's this idea that I got to keep working, like it's not over yet. I still got to push. And you have this Ace of Pentacles, so that's probably on your mind. It's, you know, where's this coming from? I'm trying to get the new job. I'm trying to bring in this new abundance. I've got these new goals, and I need to work for them. So I think we've kind of been burning the midnight oil, so to speak, and really going pedal to the metal. Oh, I flipped them over. My bad. Judgment card in reverse. So Judgment card is another kind of funny card in reverse. Judgment upright usually speaks to, you know, a divine calling, like finding your purpose, you know, listening to the guidance and finding a higher calling. In reverse, I feel like this, whatever this work is, whatever we've been focusing on and, you know, kind of overworking ourselves, the reason it's so challenging, the reason it's so exhausting is because it's not in alignment. It's not in alignment with what it is you are meant to be doing. It's not part of your particular path. You know what I mean? So it's almost like you're chasing after this Eight of Pentacles, but you're doing it in the wrong way. You're putting your energy into something else that's not actually on this same path. We've got the Strength card, so maybe partnering with a Leo. But this essentially tells me that you have what you need. You have the abilities and the strength to make this happen. Again, we're channeling it into the wrong kind of area. Actually, as I say that, bottom of the deck is the Eight of Swords. So again, it's this perceived idea that you're trapped. That, you know, why isn't this working? How come I'm not moving forward? How come this? How come that? But again, it's a perceived notion because you have what it takes. You have the needed skills. You have them there, but for some reason, we are not funneling it in the right way. Actually, I'm going to put these all down instead of holding them and putting them up by one. So Five of Swords, we've got some conflict here. I feel like this could be influence from another person. This could be someone who maybe wants to achieve their own agenda, and you are, you know, kind of a pawn or a tool in that plan. But for you to achieve their goals, it's taking you further away from your own, or it's causing you to act in a way that isn't in alignment with your needs. So essentially, someone could be using you, and that's draining you and pulling you away from your loves, your passions, which is not where we want you to go. And then you have some actually really, really strong, powerful cards. I almost feel like these three, actually maybe even these four, I feel like especially these last three really come after the effects of this moon, after they like kind of shift you and reset you. Because as we know, full moon is all about endings. It's all about releasing and getting rid of old cycles. And again, new beginnings. So I feel like this full moon, especially with the heightened kind of intuition and heightened, intuitive senses that everyone's getting, that little boost we're seeing through this Five of Swords. We're seeing through this, I'm actually going to put them up there. We're actually seeing through that manipulation. We're seeing it for what it is. There's no more, oh, but it could do this. It'll help me out. That like it's good to have this person on my side. I think you're finally kind of going to see them as, I don't want to call them a backstabber because they may not. This person may not even be doing it maliciously. They could. I'm not saying they're not. They could. I don't think this person is, though. I feel like they just have their own goals in mind, and that's more important. They don't see that, for you to be part of their plan, it takes you out of your own. I don't think they're doing this on purpose. They just need you to achieve their goal, and if that means you have to step out of your plan to step into their plan, that's what it means. They're not necessarily trying to like get one over on you. But I feel like this moon, as it kind of helps you to close out this cycle and really like stop putting your energy into this, wayward side, plan, you really find a new sense of self and a new invigoration. You really find empowerment in your own energies and in your own talents and your own skills. I say that because first card after that is the King of Pentacles, who is someone who's super manifested, very stable, very secure, literally has earned everything in his kingdom, has earned the seat on this throne, has earned the riches, has earned the resources, has earned the respect of his people. Very stable, well grounded, powerful individual. And don't let the fact that it's a king bother you. It's not about the gender, so that could be a man or a woman. You also have the Hierophant, who is traditional. This is something, this is centuries worth of tradition. So to me, that's telling me this new cycle that you're starting, this new position of power you take, is something that will last for a very long time. This is something that, is going to be around, and it's really defining a new sense of self. You also have the Nine of Pentacles, another card that's very well manifested, another card, really strong in its sense of self, in its own identity. And again, this is someone who has earned everything they have. They've earned all 9 of these pentacles. They have built it for themselves. They did the work. They learned the lessons. They have what they have because they worked hard, and now they have, fulfillment. They had a plan, they did the work, and they got exactly what they wanted and then some. So this shift, this kind of moving from, overworking in the wrong direction and putting all this effort in and not getting anywhere to your own plans, to your own abundance, kind of putting your efforts into this side plan and using your talents in this, tangential path, that's going to end. I think Jupiter is finally going to open you up and show you, okay, I get that's great, but let me give you some opportunities more in line for the things you asked for. So these new opportunities open up. You start hearing and receiving messages, whether, through spirit or through people around you in physical circumstances, that start to show you another way. And you almost like find your strength again, because you've been giving it away to someone else. You kind of call it back to yourself. You like bring it home, and you stand in your own power. And from there, you start this new path that's, if these 3 cards don't spell like superpowers, I don't know what does. This well-manifested King of Pentacles, this everlasting Hierophant, and then the 9 of Pentacles, being secure and being fulfilled, and having this, position of power that you built yourself. Like, it's a very powerful, independent state of being, which I think is beautiful. You're cutting cords, you're breaking off these ties. Whoever's doing this Five of Swords, whatever job on you, like, you see through all of that after this moon. There's I almost want to say it's like an eclipse where you get this reset. It's not necessarily you get a reset, but it's kind of like all these extra cords and connections you have, to these things that just drain your energy. Like this full moon is like, nah, you're done. Like, stop. Which can be a little jarring. It can be, I think that's also where the judgment card comes in reverse, because that can feel weird. You've been kind of following this one path, and then this path is just going to stop, and not necessarily end, but like you're going to be like, oh, this is wrong. I'm not supposed to be here. I can't do this anymore. So that can feel, kind of hard, because you've been following this path and you've been answering this call, and then you're like, I picked up the wrong phone. Like, this is wrong. But you literally then have this, Jupiter and Sagittarian energy. Jupiter kind of almost like moving aside the bushes so that there is this new path, and then Sagittarius is like this like strong wind that starts pushing you down the path, and you find this new journey that really sets you up and gives you this like seat of power. Amazing. Because again, this block is just perceived. This Eight of Swords, it's mental. It's the perspective you have at the moment. Okay, I know it's a little long already. Okay, Eight of Swords is back. Do I want to? No. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but we're gonna take it. Okay. Got lots to say. Okay. Okay, we're done after that. Yep. Oh, yep. Perfect. I love it. All right. Okay. So, if we look at these, actually, I'm going to save these for last because that's where we're going. So, Nine of Swords and Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords came in reverse. So again, normally the Ace of Swords upright is truth. This is your truth. Communication. Which again, we got earlier with the air element card. In reverse, again, kind of reinforces a false truth. There was a lie going on. So this could be this Five of Swords. Honestly, I'm taking this as just the path that wasn't meant for you. This is, someone else's truth, but it's not in alignment with you, and that's been causing all this distress and anxiety with this Nine of Swords, because you've been walking down another path. You've been putting your energy into something else, which is not good. And it's also created more internal conflict for yourself. You've got the Five of Wands, and also the Three of Wands, if we'll just put them together, because I think they really go hand in hand. But it's, I thought this was the right thing. I thought this was a plan. I thought, I had a mutual interest in there, but I'm realizing, no, I don't. It's not what's happening. And then you're hurt, because then you've got this three of Swords with this Five of Wands. So there's an internal conflict. Do I, don't I, should I, shouldn't I? And then realizing that you shouldn't. You're like, oh my God, I've wasted this time. I've put my passions into something else. I say passions because you also got the King of Wands. Can be a really impulsive energy. Maybe this person that you have this Five of Swords connection to, was someone you were very close, or is someone you're very close to, or someone you looked up to, someone who was a mentor. So you kind of just instantly and automatically like threw yourself in. Now to find that, this isn't really where you should be. And again, I don't think they necessarily were trying to be malicious. They had their own agenda, and you needed to be a part of that to help them get there, but that came at a cost to you, which, not the greatest. And then again, we have that Eight of Swords that came out again, so that perceived block, and what is on the other side of that block? Ten of Cups and Four of Wands. So the happy fairy tale ending, that perfect bliss, and again, solid foundation. So we already know you're coming out of this as the Hierophant, which again, traditional, long-lasting, committed. Then you have the Four of Wands, which is all about firm foundations. I think it's beautiful. You guys are coming out, or not you guys, we all are. We're coming out very, very strong, but there is an energy that we need to remove. There is some type of negativity around us that needs to be cut off. I'm almost surprised the Queen of Swords didn't come out. Well, maybe that's because the moon is doing it for you. Who knows? But yes, you need to redirect your passions into your own path and your own, purpose again. Because it's just kind of been being handed over to someone else, and that's not what we want, and that's not what you want either. Because obviously, it's been causing you some type of strife, unease, restlessness, anxiety. This false path is really draining and exhausting on you, and we don't want that. So I think this moon is going to offer a lot of healing and a lot of beautiful. It's almost like it's a mirrored reflection, but in the positive. You have the Four of Swords mirrored by the Four of Wands. You have the Nine of Swords mirrored by the Nine of Pentacles. So it's like restlessness mirrored by, security. Anxiety mirrored by independence. So it's like a full 180 from like the dark into the light. Amazing, amazing energy. So again, release what's not yours, find your purpose, find your path, and put your energy into your own, journey, so to speak. I think this moon's going to be beautiful for all of us. Just take in the healing. If this connected for you, leave me a comment below. Hit the like button on this video. Subscribe if you're not already part of, this community. And again, all my contact information will be below. You can DM me on Instagram at The Guiding Chariot, or you can hit me up in my email. Especially if you want to book a personal reading with me. I do still have my promo going on for the rest of 2018. It'll be $10 off my normal fee, so instead of $40 for 30 minutes, $50 for 30 minutes, it'll be $40. So great time to take advantage of that. I've already had a few people book with me, so thank you for you guys. With that said, I'll close out this reading here. Have a good one, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.